the next layer of becoming nature-wise. In this next level of training, we are entering a little bit of what we call the scout training. Now, scout, the derivation of this word means one who is listening. One who is listening. And it isn't just one who is listening with their ears. It's one who is listening with all of their senses. And they're sensing into their environment in order to gather information. Now, the scout is of the native traditions, was one of the highest regarded individuals in the tribe because their knowledge of plant and their ability to move through the landscape was phenomenal and dependent on the tribe's survival. And what we're moving into now here is what we call nature indicators. And this is different from nature sign, right? There's nature sign as when, the underbelly of leaves turn upside down, indicating rain, right? There's nature's sign, which is when the birds go quiet. It's a sign that something is happening, right? There's nature's sign is when you're following the trails of an animal and you're seeing like the fern tips nibbled off. It's like there's signs of deer, or there's scat. Nature indicators are what is indicative of place. For example, when you are aware that there is a certain plant, for example, cottonwood, basically a cottonwood and ash forest. It is indicative that there are going to be other types of plants and the type of animals that are going to be in relationship with these specific plants. And by knowing this indication, and cottonwood indicates that there's water nearby. It indicates the type of soil is probably going to be very sandy. It's indicative that there's going to be a moist environment. And hence that's indicative of the type of birds and the type of animals, the other type of plants that are here in which these other animals are going to be feasting on. And if that means there's deer, and if that means there's raccoons or something, that means there's going to be certain kind of predators that are maintaining that animal population to create a healthy ecosystem. Nature indicators are also really about what is the health of the environment. For example, beavers are indicative of a really healthy ecosystem because they build dams that creates a sense of flooding, that creates certain plants to grow along the edges, which draw in specific kind of animals. And as that water floods and nutrients and soils are gathered, that water becomes very richly dense to nutrients that then flow down the river, which then plays a part in those ecosystems. So in this next level of training, we're going to become more aware and how to start tuning our senses into the environment and into certain plants and what those plants or animals may be indicative. And things that this can help you with in a very practical way is if you're out in the forest and you're looking for water, how do you look for certain types of vegetation that will be indicative that there is water nearby? If you're searching for food, what types of plants or other trees or animals might you look for that'll be indicative of the type of foods or medicine that'll be in that location? So this is that next level of really deepening into a very intimate level of connection with place. So let's dive in.